Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Joe Palmer begins now.
Tasmania is still feeling the heat from the federal election, with a campaign vehicle belonging to a One Nation candidate going up in flames. There's also anger from the tourism sector over Mona being used as a political football in the government's campaign to win over marginal votes.
A fiery fallout from the federal election. A ute carrying One Nation signs burns in a Howrah car park.
G'day, it's Adam Lambert from Pauline Hanson's One Nation Party, and I've got a magnificent little, I think they're a right bunch of flowers for a really good supporter that I've had. This is the way I returned to the vehicle.
The incident drawing widespread condemnation and a police investigation. Others were also picking up the pieces in the wake of the government's win. Tasmania's tourism lobby launched this blistering attack on the Liberals for using Labor's $50 million Mona promise as a north-south wedge.
From our perspective, I just think it's it leaves a nasty taste in the mouth. I think that anyone would think it was appropriate to use Mona of all things as a political football to try and divide and wedge Tasmanians, when I think my sense is most Tasmanians universally appreciate and value what Mona represents.
In a statement, David Walsh said he wasn't sure what the result means for the project, but the expansion will go ahead, albeit with a delay. There's no such uncertainty from the business sector, happy with the campaign outcome. But new MPs take note.
We'll be working very hard with our new local members to ensure that they know we're going to hold them to account exactly for what they've promised.
It may also be time for a Tasmanian to sit in cabinet.
We were in many ways the kingmaker with Bass and Braddon really securing the election for the coalition, so now we expect to see a Tasmanian in cabinet.
One likely contender could be former Tourism Minister Richard Colbeck. Meanwhile, postal votes are still being counted in the seat of Bass. Liberal candidate Bridget Archer is yet to claim victory, despite a slim lead of just 459 votes. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
Bob Brown denies his anti-Adani mine convoy helped deliver the Morrison government votes in Queensland. The former Greens leader says the group, which left Hobart last month, wasn't seen as Tasmanians meddling in Queensland affairs.
Now, there's been a lot said about the Adani convoy in the wash-up of this election. Let me say this, it was a clarion call to this electorate. That is the electorate of Australia.
The conservationist insists the fight against the coal mine is far from over. Infrastructure will be top of the state government's priority list when it hands down its budget on Thursday. The Treasurer has revealed his plans to spend $1.6 billion on upgrades, but he's faced questions about why that money hasn't been put towards the state's strained health system.
Planning the future of Tasmania's roads, the government today revealing Thursday's state budget will centre around infrastructure.
This budget, unashamedly, is going to be an infrastructure budget. It will be a massive infrastructure investment in the state.
Committing to $1.6 billion for what he's calling unprecedented funding for roads and bridges. But there's concerns about why this budget's focus is not on the struggling health system.
In terms of the economy, the best way that we can support health is to have a strong economy so that we've got the revenues to invest more into health and the services that people need.
There are real concerns about funding the health system, particularly making sure that $100 million black hole in the health system is properly funded so that staff and patients can both do their job.
We believe that it's absolutely essential that this budget gets health funding right. This is the last chance.
The budget will be in surplus this year, but the Treasurer is keeping quiet about just how much that surplus is and how long it will last, leaving the Greens unimpressed.
To talk about surpluses in an age of climate emergency, diminishing public services, crises in our emergency department, I think is really reckless and irresponsible.
As for any more detail about what he's planned for Tasmania over the next 4 years, the Treasurer had one clear message.
But you'll have to wait till Thursday. You'll have to wait till Thursday. You'll have to wait till Thursday.
Leaving many questions unanswered. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
The head chef at a popular Hobart restaurant has called for an upgrade to Tasmania's hospitality training facilities, saying he's had to hire some staff from the mainland rather than offering jobs to locals. During last year's state election campaign, the government promised to build a new $2 million Drysdale training space at Claremont College. So far, it's yet to get off the ground. Joined by Labor today, St Albie restaurateur Moona has called for the project to get moving.
People to know what they're doing, and we do train our staff, but it also we make our lives a lot easier if they could come along with a little bit of education.
We're in the planning stages now. We're very committed to that. Hospitality is a key growth sector, as is tourism for us in Tasmania, and TasTAFE will play a critical role in that.
$1.5 million was also committed to build a training kitchen in Devonport. A woman has escaped serious injury after her car collided with a train in Spreyton early this morning. Police believe the sedan failed to stop at the crossing at the intersection of Mersey Main Road and Sheffield Road. A 50-year-old woman was taken to hospital with minor injuries. The incident has prompted a warning from police for motorists to always remain alert. The world's largest aluminium ship will soon be under construction in Tasmania, with local shipbuilders Incat successful in winning the contract. When complete, the vessel will measure in at 130 metres long and weigh 13,000 tonnes. Construction will soon be underway at the company's Derwent Park shipyard. Once complete, it will operate as a ferry between Argentina and Uruguay. The finished product will be able to carry more than 2,000 passengers and 200 cars. Some of the state's quiet achievers have been honoured at a special awards ceremony at Government House this afternoon. And while many volunteers are reluctant to accept the accolades, Volunteering Tasmania says the state would be a poorer place without them.
From emergency service personnel, conservationists, charity groups and everything in between, there are around 4,000 Tasmanians making a difference for free throughout the community. Share the Dignity is just one group recognised today. It supplies free sanitary products to women fleeing domestic violence or struggling with economic hardship and homelessness.
I'm just overwhelmed. I just can't believe that I was a finalist to start with, and then to walk out today with 2 awards. It's just amazing. I think there's so many other people that volunteer that are worthier than me, I'm sure.
In just 4 years, the organisation has grown to a network of more than 100 volunteers.
When we are able to give a bag to somebody, there is certainly a smile on their face, and we know that we've done something good that day.
Share the Dignity is just one of 10 category winners picking up a 2019 Tasmanian Volunteering Award. Organisers say for many, volunteering isn't about personal accolades, but the impact on the community is worth celebrating.
In Tasmania alone, there's over 7 million hours given every year to volunteering, and just as a direct economic contribution, that's over $2.5 billion to our economy.
Today's event marking the start of National Volunteer Week, and for anyone interested in lending a hand but unsure how to do it,
get onto volunteeringtas.org.au or give us a phone call, and you can either do it over the internet. We are able to broker positions for people, or come in and see us, and one of our volunteers will refer you on to an organisation.
Andrew McCarthy, 7 Tasmania News.
The celebration of World Bee Day has been bittersweet in Tasmania. While the state is known for its honey, local keepers say protecting our bees is now more important than ever.
Calming the hives with a smoker in hand, this beekeeper is braving the drizzle to take care of the little pollinators as the buzz of World Bee Day flies to Tasmania.
We would like to emphasise how important honeybee is in our environment. Bee pollination is responsible for 70% of food we eat.
The state is well known for producing leatherwood and manuka honey, but these viable exports are under threat, with bee numbers dramatically falling in the past 15 years.
The crop's been sprayed with the herbicides, fungicides, insecticides. We have to make sure that their environment is not tarnished.
these hives require special attention during the cool and rainy months to make sure the bees are protected, much needed as populations continue to drop.
You have to encourage the bee hives to have a large, very healthy population to be able to harvest a good crop, because it's like a workforce for us.
However, this has proven a struggle this past season, as Tasmanian businesses felt the harsh brunt of a hot and fiery summer.
We were hit by bushfire for over a month. So our firm suffered 60% less production than other years, and that's huge impact on our business.
But spirits remain sweet heading into the next season.
We are farmers. We always think next year is better.
Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.
Things are heating up on the top of the TSL ladder, with only percentage separating the top 3 sides. And despite impressive wins over the Tigers and Launceston, the Northern and Southern Bombers say their best footy is still a ways off.
The Bombers went from being challenged by competition cellar dwellers North Hobart one week to blowing the Tigers out by 113 points the next.
You can be down one week up in the next, and it's just not going to fit in this competition with, Launceston looking to really improve and Lauderdale and Glenorchy being really good, strong sides. So we just can't have those ups and downs.
The reigning premiers saw solid performances all over the ground on Saturday night, and Whitford is hoping it's a sign of things to come heading deeper into the season.
Brad and Josh and Alex have had to shoulder a massive load thus far. And to get contribution from 22 on the weekend is probably something that we're looking to do going forward. It can't just be a one week thing. We've got to continually keep doing that. No pressure on us this year. I mean, the learning is more important for our group rather than ladder position. We'll finish where we finish. We don't get a home final anyway this year, so it doesn't really matter.
The Southern Bombers also flying high following a gutsy 18-point win over fellow heavyweights Launceston.
All day we were pretty positive. I think the biggest thing was just trying to play with a bit more confidence and take things on a little bit more.
The club hosts North Hobart in round 9 as things heat up on top of the competition ladder, with North Launceston just clear of Glenorchy and Lauderdale on percentage alone.
North Lonnie have probably stepped up a bit since they versed us, and then Glenorchy last week were probably a bit too good for us. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it all plays out.
The votes are in for the RACT Insurance Player of the Year in the TSL following those round 8 matchups, with Sam Siggins continuing his good run of form during Lauderdale's hard-fought win over Launceston. Alex Lee stamping his claim as the competition's best ruckman, securing the 3 points during the Bombers' dominant win over the Tigers. And Glenorchy stalwart Jay Bowden proved the standout, the Pies' 45-point victory over the D's at North Hobart Oval. To the leaderboard, and Siggins is now on top with 9 votes, with North Launceston skipper Brad Cox-Goodyear breathing down his neck on 8. One of the Launceston Tornadoes' best performers has been rewarded for her efforts, with New Zealand import Stella Beck named in her national team to compete at the FIBA 3-on-3 Asian Cup later this month.
It's always an honour to represent New Zealand at 3-on-3 level. It's something I haven't actually necessarily done before, so that was a massive thing for me. I was really excited.
Beck will be unavailable for the Tawns clash with Ballarat and the Basketball Australia's Centre of Excellence in Melbourne this weekend, but is confident her side will be able to get the job done without her, following their 5-point win over Albury-Wodonga at home last Friday night.
People have come in and played really well in the position I've been in. They've come in and played really well in the position that they've played in. So anybody on the team can fill that role, I think.
Beck will return to the state in time for the Tawns' next home game against the ladder-leading Geelong Supercats on June 1.
Good evening. Butler's Gorge had our low of -3 last night, with our top today 19 at Friendly Beaches. Hobart and Devonport 13, Launceston just 12 and Burnie 14 degrees. Now, St Helens and King Island 18 today, Flinders Island got to 17, Strawn and Smithton 15, Lowhead 14, Grove 11, Lyoweeney a cool 9 degrees and Ooze just 6. Now, Tasmania copped a fair bit of cloud today in what was a combination of high and low-level cloud over the state. That's all part of a frontal system over our region, with another front off southern Western Australia. Patchy cloud is over northeast New South Wales and southeast Queensland due to an upper-level jet stream. Tomorrow a high dominates most of the mainland as Tasmania sits right in the path of myriad cold fronts. Winds mostly westerly at 15 to 25 knots, reaching 30 knots over the west and south, swells at 3 metres. A strong wind warning for waters between Tasman Island and Sandy Cape, a small craft wind alert for the southwest lakes. Tuesday in Hobart, partly cloudy, 18 the top, 17 for Adventure Bay, a shower or two for Tarraleah, 13 the maximum. Launceston up to 17 degrees and partly cloudy, possible shower for Devonport, 17 the top, 17 also for Bridport with the chance of a shower in the air. 17 as well for Burnie with a little bit of wet weather for the west as well, Strawn on 16 and Marrawar 17 degrees, while for St Helens tomorrow partly cloudy and 17 up to 18 for Swansea, white mark on Flinders Island, maybe a shower, 17 the top. On Wednesday, showers over the Bass Strait Islands and the west, otherwise fine. A shower over the north on Thursday, also sneaking over the west and far south. And on Friday, showers statewide, although less likely over the east. Partly cloudy for Perth and Melbourne tomorrow. A sunny 21 degrees forecast for Adelaide. A fine sunny 26 in Sydney and a possible shower over Brisbane. Cloudy and 10 in Hobart. Right now it's 12 in Launceston and 14 in Devonport. Everybody's welcoming Jo back like she's been away for a year. Judging by the tan, you've been in warmer climates, Jo, and you've been eating well too. Only because you said there were some nice restaurants there.
Thank you very much, Merv. Nice to see you as well. That's all from the team for now. Have a lovely evening. We'll see you a little later with updates. Good night.